All right, all done. It is 1:30 on the dot. Looks like I made $21.75 base pay for that, and then the $1 bonus pay, and then they tipped $30. That is what I'm talking about. So it was 80 items, but like 108 units, so it was a lot. My cart was rather heavy once it was all said and done. And then at Aldi, if you don't know, you have to bag it up yourself. So it took me a good 10-ish to 12 minutes just to bag up all the goods, and then I had to get it to my car, get it into all the different places of my car that it would fit, and then of course return the cart in order to get my quarter back. So this person really helped out in understanding that that my time and effort matters, and it's so beyond appreciated. And I don't know if they know that or if they'll ever see this video to understand how much it's appreciated, but it really is. It makes this job worth it when we get something like this. So thank you, customer. All right, I've got to trek a little bit to get back to my area, about 15-ish minutes. So as soon as I get back there and get another call, I will let you know. All right, I did stop to get a quick bite. And that last order was a lot of heavy lifting, and I hadn't eaten yet. So I need to get a little something in the tum-tum. But in the meantime, I had on DoorDash, and they were giving me some really stupid orders. Like, I had gotten my acceptance rate all the way up to 28%. And then they wanted to give me some lame, like, $10 orders to go 15 miles, or to take me like halfway into a whole other area. That means not only is the order already upside down, but I have to spend a bunch of miles just trying to get back into my area. Unacceptable. Anyway, so I took this $7.85 order for Chick-fil-A to go 5.9 miles, but it keeps me in my area, so it is what it is. And like I said, I'm just trying to keep my acceptance rate at a decent point and make it a little easier for me to get closer to that 50%. But it's almost as if DoorDash doesn't want you to get to silver, gold, or platinum. So the closer you get to it, the worse orders you get, just to kind of test your loyalty. I don't know. I'm not loyal to DoorDash unless it's making me money, so I'm not going to take a bunch of orders that are going to take me into the boondocks or have me driving double the miles of what I'm actually going to make. That's just insanity. Anyway, so I'm only a couple minutes from Chick-fil-A. Pick that up and get it delivered. Alright, this one's definitely not going to be worth my time, but that's okay. Think acceptance rate. I had to wait in there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. And now it's 14 minutes to the customer, so 20 minutes total to make 7 something. So it's not horrible. I would just prefer not to have to wait at all. Okay, another DoorDash, $7.35 to go 2 miles for Jersey Mike's. No, $7.66 for 11.8 miles would be a negative. Okay, now we're on Uber Eats, $6.26 to go 2.7 miles for Chili's. Okay, that was really fast. Normally you wait at least a minute or two at Chili's. So I'm grateful. Wow, from behind, the lady going in there right now looked like my mother. It's weird considering she's no longer with us. Anyway, let's see, how long to the customer? 7 minutes. So this is what I hate about GPS sometimes, because it took me a way that like it gets me to a gate that I can't get through, and then as soon as I get to that gate, then the customer texts me and she's like, "Yeah, you can't get it that way." Okay, well, why don't you leave a note if you know this happens? She's like, "I know GPS leaves it." Okay, you know, and you didn't say anything. So now now it's like, so what was supposed to be 2.7 miles is going to end up being about double that by the time I have to go around and get to where she's at. Unbelievable. It's like, and this was just barely at my metrics as far as, you know, what I'll accept, knowing that it was like $6.23 to go 2.7 miles. Now it's going to end up being $6.23 to go like 5 miles, which is, that sucks. Whatever. All right, 12:25 to go 5 miles. Got to shop for 5 items at Sprouts. So, easy enough. That was quick and painless, and now it's a hand it to me order with a pin. Customer is 12 minutes away. All right, $20.10 to go, a total of like 13 miles. Okay. Come on. I have to go to Sally's Beauty and pick up 3 things, and then pick up from an Indian cuisine place, and both deliveries are either the same person or the houses are like right near each other. So it's another 20 bucks in my pocket. All right, worked out that Sally's and the Indian restaurant were right next to each other, so that works. And like I said, I'm pretty sure the 2 delivery places are close to each other, because this says that it's 12 miles away, so like 27 minutes. And the sweetest girl or woman was working at Sally's. There are times when we go into, or I don't know, maybe other Dashers can tell me their experience, but I personally have gone into, like, let's say CVS or Walgreens, and at certain stores it'll tell us like where to go, you know, what aisle things are in, but then other places not so much, or sometimes it's just wrong information. So if you can't find something, obviously to save time, you would think, let's ask someone who works here, they're familiar. But some of those people get angry when we ask for help. They act as though like they're doing our job for us, which is hilarious considering we are actually representing a customer that is supporting the business you work for. That is your job. If I was the actual customer and I came in there and I said, "Hey, I can't find this particular shampoo, can you help me?" Would you say, "That's not my job"? Like, no, you would help them. Well, us Dashers, it's the same thing. We represent the customer. So if we need your help, you should be happy to help. Anyway, so I've had those experiences. So sometimes I'm reluctant to ask for help. And I do try to look as hard as I can in different places for things before I actually ask someone for help. Anyway, walking into Sally's, they're always great. They always say, welcome in. Is there anything I can help you with? And so it was like 2 of the same thing I had to get at Sally's. And I was like, yeah, that would be wonderful. Can, you help me find this item or whatever? And she was like, is it a shop? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, I can do it. Hand me your phone. And I was like, you're amazing. However, this is the only thing I need. I was like, but the fact that she offered her expertise in the fact that she works there to say, hey, just hand me your phone, whatever items there are, I'll just shop it. I know where it is. We'll get it done real quick. Yeah, grateful for people like her. So, I think people get caught up in their own shit sometimes, and when you're kind of in a cesspool of negativity, I mean, it's happened to me too. It's hard not to kind of spread it. But she was a pond of happiness, and I think it's delightful. I can't always find it in most times I can't find it in myself to be a pond of happiness, but I think it's nice when you're out in the world and people are just nice, not going above and beyond, just being nice is makes for a wonderful experience. Anywho, 26-minute drive, and I'll let you know if it was actually the same customer or not, because the first drop off is actually for the Indian restaurant, which is the only name I pay attention to, because when you're shopping, you're not paying attention to the name. It's at like the bottom of the screen. You're just shopping for the order. So yeah, I'll be back in a few.